This is Greg Kelly. Donate now to Toys for Tots, which works year-round. Go to toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots supports children in need throughout the year with programs like the Toys for Tots Literacy Program. Established in 2008, it has provided over 63 million books to disadvantaged children. The Toys for Tots Literacy Program is committed to providing disadvantaged children with direct access to books and educational resources that enhance their ability to read and communicate effectively. Go to toysfortots.org.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Attention Ditto Heads. Attention Bo Scouts.
Goes by the pseudonym Bo Snerdley.
It's time for the soul of excellence.
He is a radio host here in New York.
The Rush Hour is on the air.
Rush.
Now here's James Golden.
The United States is also annihilating the Iranian regime's navy, and we have destroyed more than 50 Iranian naval vessels, including a major drone carrier ship. None of the regime's vessels are operating in major regional waterways, and the Iranian Navy has been assessed as combat ineffective. The trend is clear. U.S. combat capabilities are increasing and growing more lethal and dominant by the day, while the Iranian terrorist regime's ability to respond has rapidly declined. Now, the U.S. military is moving to dismantle Iran's missile production infrastructure. Our incredible B-2 bombers recently dropped dozens of 2,000-pound penetrator bombs on deeply buried missile sites.
Iran's drone and missile capability is being utterly demolished. The Navy is gone. It's all lying at the bottom of the ocean. 46 ships. Can you believe it? In fact, I got a little upset with our people. I said, what quality of ship? Excellent, sir. Top of the line. I said, why did we just capture the ship? We could have used it. Why did we sink them? They said, it's more fun to sink them. I said, they like sinking them better. They say it's safer to sink them. I guess it's probably true. But think of it. We knocked out 46. It actually took 3.5 days. Their terrorist leaders are gone. We're counting down the minutes until they will be gone. Think of it. We had leaders, and they're gone. Then we had new leaders, and they're gone. And now nobody has any idea who the people are that are going to be the head of the country. And
welcome, my friends, to the Tuesday edition of Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour, fastest hour in American media. So much to discuss. That was, of course, Caroline Leavitt. White House presser today. There were some other things that she said that perhaps we'll find the time to get into. There were other things going on in the news, however, that I want to focus on. In New York, you have Ma'am Gammy, of course. Dinner with the... he had dinner. Guess who's coming to dinner? Dinner inside Gracie Mansion with Mahmoud Khalil, who should have already, I don't know why we have to continue these long, drawn-out battles to simply deport somebody that should not be here, but we do. He's still here, and so Mamdani had him over for dinner. CNN had to delete a post that they put with the terrorist attack in New York over the weekend. Let me find that story real quick. CNN deletes post portraying alleged terrorist in New York as simply innocent teens enjoying nice weather. So cute. CNN deleted a post today that portrayed the two individuals with suspected ties to ISIS as two teenagers trying to enjoy the nice weather in New York. CNN originally wrote on X that 18-year-old Emir Balat and 19-year-old Ibrahim Kayumi's lives changed drastically on Saturday when they threw improvised explosive devices, IEDs, at demonstrators outside Gracie Mansion, the home of Democrat Mayor Zohran Mamdani. Two Pennsylvania teenagers crossed into New York City Saturday morning for what could have been a normal day enjoying the city. during abnormally warm weather. But in less than an hour, their lives would dramatically change as the pair would be arrested for throwing homemade bombs during an anti-Muslim protest outside Mayor Zohran Mamdani's home. They had to delete it. They said it was, what did they say? A post regarding the two individuals arrested for throwing homemade bombs outside of New York City's Zohran Mamdani's home failed to reflect the gravity of the incident, thereby breaching the editorial standards we require for all our reporting. It has therefore been deleted. So I guess the two little boys from Pennsylvania that could have just been enjoying the weather in New York found themselves in trouble when they just decided to somehow or another launch some incendiary bombs, just little bombs. And the bombs didn't even explode. They were just little bombs, but they were really there, you see, to enjoy the abnormally warm weather in New York. I don't know why they were even arrested. They were just teenagers, just out to enjoy the summer breeze in the springtime. Well, in the wintertime in New York. I want Paramount, please buy this place and do something with it. Please. And including the Abby show. Just put Scott Jennings in the Abby show. All right, we have some other things here. The SAVE Act. My friends, I'm here to tell you, as it stands right now, I even hate to say it, but as it stands right now, the SAVE Act is not going to make it. Because John Thune and Republicans don't have the nerve, the audacity to try to make it happen. They don't. They don't. There's no political willpower, despite the fact that 80% of Americans, roughly speaking, want the SAVE Act to happen. John Thune bluntly rejected President Trump's call to pass the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act by forcing Democrats to go into a talking filibuster to oppose it. He poured water on the proposal. He said the votes aren't there, one, to nuke the filibuster, and the votes aren't there for a talking filibuster. It's just reality. I'm the person who has to deliver sometimes the not-so-good news that the math doesn't add up, but those are the facts, and there's no getting around it. So, President wants it, the American people want it, the House of Representatives want it, but John Thune and the Republicans don't seem to care enough about it that they will even try, that they will even put it up for a vote, that they will even put up the idea of the talking filibuster, make Democrats defend themselves, put up killing the filibuster for a vote, put everybody on record. He may be right. Maybe the math isn't there, but you can at least try. You can make people and put them on record, make them defend their actions. Instead, this is the usual tail between the legs. Oh, screw what you Americans want. Screw what the American people want. Democrats don't want it. So let me, the Republican, just tuck my little tail in between my legs and just go away and just say, we don't have the votes. That's where things stand right now. John Thune doesn't have the votes. GOP, this from the Hill as well. GOP leaders Trump see tensions flare over Senate filibuster. And he went further in this one. He's warning that doing this could cause chaos on the Senate floor. Oh, wow. Imagine that. There's going to be chaos on the Senate floor. We can't possibly have that, can we? Having studied it, researched it pretty thoroughly, you have to show me how in the end it prevails and succeeds. Because I think what has been promised out there is that it would actually get an outcome, and I find it very hard to see based on actual past experience, he said. So therefore, we're not going to try anything, because I don't think it'll succeed. So we can't try. We can't try to prevail. Because I look at it, I researched it, hasn't worked. So no, never mind. We're not going to try. There were a couple of different occasions when Democrats contemplated doing this, both under Majority Leader Harry Reid and Majority Leader Schumer, and they opted against it. So therefore, I'm going to opt against it because I don't want to try. Thune warned that requiring Democrats to hold the floor continuously to block the House pass voting reform measure would force Republicans to vote on repeated amendments, giving Democrats a chance to force vulnerable Republicans such as Sue Collins in Maine to take tough votes ahead of the November election. So Sue Collins, who doesn't want to vote with the president on many things that the president is important because she and Lisa Murkowski and sometimes Rand Paul decide they want to go up against the president. Oh, we have to protect them. We have to protect Sue Collins from taking tough votes. So therefore, screw you Americans that want the SAVE Act. Folks, this is just almost incomprehensible. Sue Collins, here's a good example. She said, and never mind, she doesn't care what Trump says about the filibuster. She says it needs to be saved in its current form, and she's not going to change her mind no matter what. So we have to protect Sue Collins, who won't go out on a limb to help the president. But we have to help Sue Collins here. She's another one. It does not affect how I feel about preserving the filibuster. I don't see how a talking filibuster would work. That's Sue Collins. So yeah, let's all just bend over backwards to protect Sue Collins, who doesn't want to fight for the SAVE Act. And the Republican leadership doesn't want to fight for the SAVE Act. Because, oh no, we have to protect Sue Collins. This is, folks, I'm beside myself, but I'm going to maintain my temper and not give in to it and say bad things that I shouldn't say about Sue Collins or John Thune. More than a feeling. It's more than a feeling. Yes, it is more than a feeling, and more than that feeling is disgust. Spineless, feckless Republican Senate leadership. Totally spineless. Let's protect Sue Collins. We don't want Sue Collins to have to take a tough vote. James Golden, Snerdley, do not go away.
Rush. This is The Rush Hour with James Golden.
Bo Snerdley.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
James Golden, known popularly as Bo Snerdley.
This is The Rush Hour with James Golden.
Rush.
It's going to get a lot worse.
Kim Parzak is with Boutique Travel Advisors. She says what makes this shutdown concerning is that it comes on the heels of the historic government shutdown last fall.
We got over 60,000 TSA these frontline essential workers for the airlines, and they've got to pay the bills. And so they're calling in sick, and they're probably doing DoorDash and making money to pay the rent because they've got kids.
Sky Harbor saw short lines at security today, but that's not the case for airports across the country. Our partners with CBS News reported lines up to 5 hours in Houston and 3 hours in New Orleans. Parzak says if you have flights anytime this month, check all the airports ahead of time and expect delays.
One of the main things I tell people is remain flexible or you will break, just like a pencil. Map out the actual logistics of getting to the airport because you're going to need, they're expecting up to 5 hours in some cases, and depending on the airport.
5-hour waits in some cases. We have reports from all over. Let's take out cut number 10, please, WGAL. Here's another report. These reports are everywhere, folks.
We were getting notifications all morning saying, get there early, get there early. Yep. 3 hours early to the airport, and this is what you get.
Scenes like this played out over the weekend in spots like New Orleans and Houston. TSA lines upwards of 3 hours. Some people in line so long, they missed their flight altogether.
I'm sweating, bullets in front of them, let me go.
This woman barely made it to her flight in Atlanta and still can't believe she made it back to Philly on schedule. It took some haggling with fellow travelers in line.
I'm asking people in line, I'm showing them my boarding pass. I'm like, hey, my flight's about to depart. I actually had to run to the gate. So that was a mess.
If you find yourself in a long TSA line, just remind yourself the TSA workers, they're working without a paycheck due to the partial government shutdown. So be patient and be thankful they showed up for work.
Let's go to cut 12 very quickly. Just cross-mix it because we got more. This is Houston. I'm telling you, this is everywhere, folks.
Yeah, you guys. So TSA wait times here at Hobby Airport still sitting at about 3 hours this morning. You guys just take a look at the line. It has looked like this basically all morning, and it is stretching from here where we are past the ticketing area, downstairs to the baggage claim, and literally out the door of the airport. And it seems like this line just seems to be getting longer.
Okay, so hold it. You can stop it right there. This TA line, folks, you know how most airports are set up. Yeah, your baggage claim is the lower level. The second, third level is usually where you go to get your tickets, and you walk through the security gate. Second level usually, and then ticketing upstairs. If there are 3 levels, you get the ticket. So on this particular line, they're running all the way from the security line at the gate downstairs, all the way downstairs past baggage claim. And the line extends out far back into the garage where people are parking their cars. That's the security line. Yeah, that's just to get in. It is insane what is happening at airports. And the airports are closed because Democrats refuse. Cut 8. This is Pramila Jayapal, Washington. Democrats don't care. Listen.
Which we have been 150% clear. We are not funding DHS, ICE, and CBP. Not a penny more. Because these are completely lawless agencies. They all have to be dismantled. They are not operating with regard to the rights of people in the United States, whether it's U.S. citizens, legal permanent residents, or people who have been here for a long time and committed absolutely
illegal immigrants. We're going to dismantle ICE. And we don't care about you and your stupid waits at the airports. That's the Democrat.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
James Golden, known popularly as Bo Snerdley.
This is The Rush Hour with James Golden.
Rush.
James Golden and Snerdley with you here, Fastest Hour on American Media. So Grant Schrock had a question. He's like, where's all the frustration with the Democrats? You're not going to see it on television. You're not going to see it on the mainstream press for this. I mean, you have people standing in line, in some cases, for 5 hours at the airport. Meanwhile, you have Democrats like Pramila Jayapal, Hakeem Jeffries, all of them. They're not even talking with Republicans. Look, folks, they could have used the ICE Barbie's departure to say, okay, we got some of what we wanted. We wanted the ICE Barbie's scalp. We wanted to give her a haircut. We got it. So now let's at least talk and open the government back up while we talk about what else. We got a new guy coming in. They could have used that as leverage to get more, and also to convince a few Republicans that have to confirm Mark Wayne Mullen. They could have said, okay, listen, here's the strategy. we're going to go after the confirmation, but we got the scalp that we wanted with Ice Barbie, so at least let's open. But no, they are punishing Americans. And why don't you see the frustration? Because nobody's making the case for it except for us on talk radio. And look, coming into 2026, the Republicans should be running ads already. And you don't have to have some massive ad campaign that is television blasting. You can do targeted ads. There should be ads in every one of these cities online where travelers go. The rental car stuff, the hotel stuff, near the airports, if you can, target ads, travel sites, everything. Blaming the Democrats for this shutdown and for the long lines, the missed flights, and the aggravation that people are experiencing. You should be flooding the airways with people drawing the connection between all the frustration that people are feeling, and Republicans should be out there with signs. The paid volunteers, or like the Democrats use, with signs around, Democrats caused this. We're in a war, and Democrats refuse to have Homeland Security. You can also point to the fact that right now in the United States, there's a story today in the Los Angeles Times about sleeper cells and everything. What are Democrats doing? They have and they want our national security apparatus dismantled. I don't know why there are not ads running in every single battleground state where it's a purple state, or states with major airports. Around those major airports, making sure that America understands this is all the Democrat Party's fault. Every minute of pain, suffering, and waiting. I just got a text as I'm speaking to you. A 4-hour trip that was supposed to be a 4-hour trip, going well past 7 hours today already for a traveler headed to Georgia, I think. Trips that should be an hour and a half. People are now having to spend a half a day, and they're not sure whether they're going to make their flights. Folks, this is crazy. And in one case, there was 5 hours. And what are Democrats doing this for? They are doing it to protect illegal immigrants. How far are they willing to protect illegal immigrants? I got a story here that I cannot believe. And folks, it's right here. Right here. Here's the story. This is DNC, the Democrat National Committee, sues Trump administration for any plans to deploy federal agents at polling sites. What? The Democrat National Committee sued the Trump administration, alleging that several agencies failed to adequately respond to FOIA requests pertaining to any plans to deploy agents at election sites. Now, the federal government has not announced any plans. There's been talk about it, but there's never been any formal plan to deploy ICE agents near polling sites. The Democrats are so petrified over this idea. They are petrified. Folks, what does that tell you? They are petrified that there will be ICE agents near polling stations. They are so petrified that they've asked first, hey, do you guys have, is this real? So they sent a bunch of requests in to different agencies. DHS among them, that's not funded right now because the Democrats have shut it down. So they requested, hey, are you guys planning on sending ICE agents for real near polling stations? Nobody got back to them. So now they're suing. They're suing over something that doesn't even exist. Because they are so scared that come November, there may be ICE agents near polling stations. Now, ask yourself, ironically, why are they so worried? What's wrong with law enforcement, federal law enforcement? Let's say you vote at the local school. P.S. I love liberalism. So let's say that's where the elections are. So why would they be upset? Because ICE agents are standing outside, not inside, but outside near P.S. I love liberalism. Why would they be upset? Can somebody please explain it to me? If, as they say, no, yes, Carlos?
Is that going to be all over America or just at sanctuary cities?
Oh, interesting question. Now, what difference would that make, do you think? I don't think that I don't think that we might have ICE agents near certain locations. In fact, you know which locations we wouldn't have them up in? We wouldn't have them up near Nebraska. And we wouldn't have them up. You know how I know we wouldn't have them up near Nebraska? And we wouldn't have them out near Iowa. You know why I know that? Because Jemele Hill, the one, what was she on? Was she
She
ESP?
was on an ESPN adjacent network for a year.
Yeah, and they got rid of her after she started running her mouth too much, right? Do you know why they got rid of her? Well, I don't know. Jemele Hill or Jamel, whatever. Jemele, Jamal, what do you say her name is? Jamel. I want to pronounce her name right. I don't want to insult her. Jemele Hill, cut 14. So here's why I know that they're not going to be near Iowa. Let's listen to Jemele Hill.
A lot of y'all voted for what you voted for because of who they were keeping out the country. Some of y'all don't want the country to look a certain way. Some of y'all think this country is getting a little too brown, a little too dark for your taste. And so you voted to deport and to terrorize certain members of the community because you don't want the community of America to look a certain way. And just admit it. You got people living in Iowa talking about border security. Nebraska. You live in Nebraska. What are you talking about? Like, what? Worried about an invasion. Living in the middle part of the country where ain't no border or nothing to any country. You ain't even bordering Canada. Talking about, I'm worried about border security. Living in Connecticut. What? We see you.
We see you. Apparently, she doesn't know that illegal immigrants are in every state, including states like Nebraska, including states like Iowa, and the Biden administration was shipping them into blue cities and sanctuary places in almost every state in this country. And all of a sudden, Connecticut borders nothing? The ocean. I mean, what? But this is what you get. So anyway, DNC is suing the Trump administration for unannounced plans, because nobody has announced it, that they're going to deploy federal agents at polling sites. They are so panicked that this could happen, they've already started a lawsuit. over plans that have never been announced. Why are they so afraid? And to me, all this means is, please, if you haven't come up with a plan already, please, administration, come up with the plan. ICE agents in every sanctuary state, every sanctuary city at the polling site, within distance of a block away. Just have ICE agents hang out with big ice on the cars. Not unmarked vehicles, the big ice logos. Sell ice cream near there. Have an ice cream stand. Free ice cream brought to you from ICE. Stop in and say hello. Democrats are worried. Now, let us turn to this. We can't play the full thing, and thankfully for you, we can't. Because if you're going to be... This is out of Louisiana. Cut 16, just begin it, and then we'll just have to fade it at some point. These are Democrats, and they're let them out of jail are responsible for this one, like they are so many others.
New details in the brazen daytime rape of a grandmother in her 90s. Newly filed arrest documents say the victim was sitting on her front porch when the suspect chased her into the carport where he attacked her.
22-year-old Jeremiah Taylor was arrested for that attack, allegedly with an overwhelming amount of evidence, including video against him. However, as the WBRZ investigative unit found out, Taylor has gone mostly unpunished despite an alleged disturbing pattern of behavior.
Sylvia Michael, the WBRZ investigative unit tracked down two women, one who claims to be another victim of Taylor's and another who says she came terrifyingly close.
The suspect is Jeremiah Taylor. That he does have a previous criminal history.
This really emphatic words from a 22-year-old whom we found out has been arrested for rape more than once. On Friday, Baton Rouge police arrested Jeremiah Taylor for assaulting and raping a 94-year-old woman in her driveway in the middle of the day. We uncovered Taylor's troubling history of sexual violence.
Jeremiah was with me maybe...
Okay, folks, I can't do it all. I don't want to do it all. This is another one of the cut and catch and release. This young 22-year-old already had been up since 16 years old, had been on police radar for sexually abusing women. He raped a 94-year-old woman in broad daylight as she was on her porch. This is yet another one. The Democrats, they get these people, they refuse to make them do time, they release them. Like this guy that killed this woman that we're all talking about in Fairfax, Virginia, that killed this mother. Over 30 arrests, and they keep letting them go. They let them go. This one let go. 22 years old already. 2 other sexual assaults, including another rape under his 22-year-old record, let go, and he rapes a 94-year-old grandmother. These are Democrats doing this to America. While you stand in line for hours and hours and hours, waiting for your flights. James Golden, Snerdley, coming right back. Don't go away.
Rush. This is the Rush Hour with James Golden.
Bo Snerdley.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
It's the Rush Hour with James Golden.
Goes by the pseudonym Bo Snerdley.
Rush.
Now, here's James Golden.
In 1964, on this day, Simon and Garfunkel recorded the sounds of silence. And speaking of silence, we have to become that. May God bless, protect each and every single one of you, your families, your loved ones. Love and gratitude, my friends, for your being here with me, allowing me to be with you. God willing, back tomorrow. Until then, I bid you adieu. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour. You can hear Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour weekdays at 4 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy.
Download and subscribe
at BeBullish.com.